Love this song, Leanne.
Good music, huh?
Love it.
So we are talking today about one of our least favorite words ever.
Correct. The A word.
The A word, yes. And the A
And it's not ASSH. No, it's not that word.
No, it's not that word. The word is academics. And we are more than happy to talk about academics in our day job and in one of our other jobs, which is
as teaching college classes to adults.
Adults.
Yeah, we're big believers in academics for adults, but not for toddlers and 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds. So
yes, so academics has a place in our lives when we teach our college courses. Academics does not have a place in early childhood education, as far as we are concerned. And
it's not just how we're concerned, really. It's based on solid research. It's grounded in research. In the United States of America, particularly, is really screwed up with what we think is important for kids and how they learn and what they learn and the way they learn, because it's just this push down structure of knowledge, and it's not about teaching children how to think. And there's a big difference.
Yep. So let's teach children, terms, and let's teach children, what color is this? What letter is this? But really what we need to be teaching them, especially at this early age, is how to think for themselves and how to,
yes.
And, yep. How to figure things out and, all those important things. And that's so much more knowledge, and that's knowledge based, right? Rather than academics. And if you look up the term academics in the dictionary, it talks about higher ed. It does not talk about early childhood education.
It's true.
Or even elementary education. It talks about higher ed as far as academics is concerned.
I'm glad you said that, Leanne, because I was aware of that because you told me that a few weeks ago or months ago, but that's really important to think about. A lot of what we think we should be doing in the early years is just rushing kids to be at a place that they're not yet ready for. And they will be ready, when they're developmentally ready, when they're chronologically ready, when they have the experience they need, but they're not ready until they're ready. Mm-hmm. So academics really should, don't have that written on your schedule or learning time, please,
Yeah, how many schedules do we see? We see this, lesson plan and the schedule, and it says learning time. Oh my gosh, when you think of a young child,
I want to go in and deface it. I want to go in with a big black Sharpie and scratch it out and say, learning occurs throughout the day. Yeah. Learning happens from the minute that child wakes up until the minute they go to bed at night. So set the stage properly, set the table for them. Get it? Not the literal table, but you know what I mean. Just, it's not about we learn from 9 to 9:15 in the morning, and then we play, and then we learn from 11 to 11:30. That's not how it goes. So if that's what you think, we'll help you rethink that.
And I'm glad you said that too, because you know what? The least amount of learning probably happens during that 9 to 9:15 learning time, right? Let's face it.
It's
when
true.
The flashcards come out, when the calendar's out and we're counting the days, honestly, that's the least amount of learning, whatever they're picking off the rug while they're not paying attention to the teacher is probably more learning than, the flashcards that are happening and going.
And it's good if they're just picking something off the rug, because sometimes it's also from their nose or someplace else, but they're much more interested in that than whether they can count 31 pumpkins on the calendar. So
absolutely. So another thing that drives me crazy, and it just drives me nuts, but the whole academy, we're seeing that pop up a lot, and I'm going to throw that out there, and I don't care anymore because I'm old, and we keep saying this and we laugh, but I don't care. So many programs are naming themselves the whatever academy, and I'm just like, these are kids that are, they're young. Why are we throwing the academy name?
I'll tell you exactly why they're throwing the academy out, and we know you know this, but it's because you assume parents will like that. Parents will sign their kids up, and parents might even pay more money to go to an academy than, the ABC Fun School or the Happy Day School, or, pick a name. I'm just making names up.
Right.
But it sounds more official. It sounds more grown up. It sounds more regimented, and it sounds more like my kid's going to be ready to go, and the kids down at Susie's Happy School are just playing all day. Mm-hmm. And Miss Susie Happy School has a whole lot more going on than the academy if in fact you're following the routinization that might be part of an academy,
Exactly.
which to me means West Point, and
Yep.
drill instructors. When I think academy, I think,
Yep.
private school or something fancy for big kids or older people or those preparing for military service. That's what I think of,
That's what I
not
think.
3-year-olds.
Yeah,
Makes me sad.
it does, doesn't it? I mean, I don't know. So
Well,
again,
you're not going to make me, I'm not going to cry because somebody named their school academy, but it's like, come on.
no, you know what? You're not going to cry, but it's pretty disheartening because, I mean, we keep saying this over and over again, childhood is such a short period of your life, anyone's life.
Exactly.
It should be a joyful time. So why are we stifling these kids with these terms like academic? And we are, oh, they go to the so-and-so academy. Why? Like, why can't we make it a joyful time? Why can't we make it a time when children are just having, a great time and enjoying their lives and celebrating their childhood? Why are we making it the academy? I
know.
It drives me crazy.
Well, we know why, but we're trying to help you understand that it's probably not the best way to do it. And if you're a parent listening to this, sign your kid up for a place where they're going to get dirty and where they're going to have fun and they will learn. I promise you. You can find me and hunt me down if I'm lying to you. They will learn. They will learn their colors. They will learn their numbers. They will learn their shapes. They'll learn all of those academic concepts. They'll learn how to write their name. They'll learn how to read when they're ready to do that. And it might be when they're 5, 5.5, 7. It might be when they're 3 or 4. But pressuring them to do it sooner than they're ready doesn't mean they'll be able to do it. How about what Bev Boss's quote, and I'll probably destroy it and not say it properly. But basically, Bev said, why do we waste time having kids do something that they're not ready for yet and try to teach them how to do something before they're ready, instead of just waiting until they are ready when they'll learn it very quickly.
Yeah. So why do we waste 365 days a year going over something that they're not ready to even learn it yet, when in 2 days they can learn it when they're ready? Like, why are we wasting the time? It's ridiculous. And I'll also point out, because I love to point this out, that Kathy did not go to preschool. Kathy did not go to kindergarten. And yet Kathy learned her colors and her numbers, and she has excellent penmanship, by the way. And she also teaches college courses now. So I guess she learned something along.
I made it all the way through a master's degree without going to preschool or kindergarten or an academy. I didn't go to any academy.
Wow,
I didn't.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Thanks, Leanne. You had to get that zing in, didn't you?
I know. I love to let people know that. So she
was. And Leanne did go to preschool and kindergarten, and she's marginal. So
Kathy was in her yard frying ants with the.
I played with the ants every day.
She was frying them with a magnifying glass instead of going to an academy, and she did okay, huh? That's interesting.
Guess what I learned? I learned about refraction of light from the sun when I had a little magnifying glass out there. And the sad thing was the ants were my friends. Like I hung out with the ants for a while when I was supposed to be in kindergarten. Kids will learn these things when they're ready. And this will have to be another podcast, but they don't learn a color a day or a number a week or a letter of the week or a month of the year, 1 month particularly. They learn things in concert with other things. So they learn about colors all the time, every day, and they learn about numbers frequently, and they learn about all those things, but it needs to be taught in a way that just makes sense and not through this academy rigmarole.
Right. I mean, if Susie has strep throat on week 17, when you're doing the S week, does she never learn about the letter S? Let's face it, really? So, if Robbie is out on week 19, when you're doing the letter X, does he never learn about the letter X? No, I think Robbie will figure out the letter X, right? He figures it out. So you do not need to do the letter X on week 18 because, he'll figure it out. They all do. It comes.
And I'll tell you, if my name was Xavier and it began with an X, I wouldn't want to wait until week 24 to learn my special letter. I would hope the teacher would have my letter available for me as soon as I walk in the door and see my name, Xavier. And I'm going to say, oh, that's an X. And that makes sense to me. Or maybe it doesn't, and they have no idea, but their picture's there and they see their picture and they say, oh, this is where I hang my stuff. It will all come together for them. We promise it will.
Yeah. So just keep in mind that most programs, when they have on their lesson plan learning time, the children most of the time are not learning much during that learning time, unfortunately.
They're
So
learning all day. Especially if it's a rich, robust, play-based curriculum with teachers that care about kids and want to help kids, grow and learn within their frame of growing and learning. And remember, it's that whole thing with, feeding this or teaching people to fish and all that kind of stuff. It's not about acquiring knowledge. It's about learning how to think and learning how to understand how things work. That's so much more important than just filling up a kid's, like as if their brain was a vessel to just plunk it all in. What color is this? What shape is this? What number is this? Ugh, ugh. Bring the joy back.
bring the joy back, bring the joy back. Yeah, let's do that. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, that's our dream, right? Bring the joy.
Leanne, I think you should go to cheering camp. I could picture you with pom-poms in your hand, doing cheerleading and big formations. Yes.
I didn't do enough risky play as a kid, so I'd probably fall all over myself. So that wouldn't work. But anyway.
That's actually true. But
that is true.
Anyway, thanks for listening to us. Really think about, and I know if you work in an academy, it's not your fault that it's named academy, but make sure that what you're doing with kids is what's best for them. And maybe you can, if you're opening a center or you're buying a program or you're opening your own family childcare home, the name is important, the schedule is important, but that whole academic pressure should be not even part of the equation.
Yeah.
Push it away. Push back on the push down.
That's right.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.